There are two interest groups. There are those who are investing into the Tesla stock and those who are customers and buy a Tesla. Of course, there's also a third group which is doing both, buying Tesla stock and a Tesla product, but this is not always the case. So currently we have a lot of discussion about what we can do to increase the Tesla stock, as it has declined for a few days and a few weeks now. And on the other hand, we have customers that are very frustrated that they have to wait so long. Now we're going to look into the details, what Tesla can do, what they have done already, and the discussions. But here we see already the good side when it comes to the investor and the customer. We see the deliveries or the transportation moving towards Europe. The Viking Queen was there yesterday and today moved towards Singapore. So we have another carrier on its way to Europe. Be aware that on this carrier there will be as well cars for the British market, as we have located them before, and we know that we have for Germany and as well for the British market cars on this carrier. Now the other carriers that are on the way is the Glovis Supreme, Höegh Copenhagen, Deneb Leader and the Grand California. All four are already on their way and in the Indian Ocean, and I do expect another carrier to arrive very soon, as we currently have around 10,500 cars in the South Pier of Shanghai, so there's way more room to get more cars on the way to customers. What we don't know is if the next carrier is actually going to go to Europe. I do expect at some point that Australia is going to get more cars as well. So these are all good news for customers, but the entire talk is also going towards the wave of cars moving to customers. And we know that the inventory, as you can see here based on this chart in Q4, is expected to be the highest ever. And Tesla has always tried to keep the inventory as low as possible so they can actually book a profit. Now Tesla is doing more money and there is a lot of discussion what Tesla can do with it. Many people want that they are buybacks, so the stock is increasing. So like with Apple or other companies who buy back their own stock. And on the other hand, there's of course the customer. The customer would like to have, for example, as a European customers, cars from China in January. But normally in the first month of each quarter, there are no cars in Germany from China because of this wave. Now, if Tesla would change that, and they are about to do that, they will have way more cars in the inventory, but customers will be happier. On the other hand, the investors, they will likely discuss the decrease, even though it is just a small decrease, the decrease of the profit, as Tesla is having a lot of inventory on its way to customers. So please let me know what you think. Do you think that Tesla is able to do both at the same time, satisfy the customer in delivering continuously without any wave anymore? Or is Tesla going to concentrate on buying back stock to increase the stock and satisfy the investor? I think that Tesla will be able to do both, not perfectly, but I think Tesla could do both very soon. I think the soonest is by end of 2023, especially when it comes to buybacks. When it comes to the wave, I hope Tesla is really keeping their word and they are not doing that anymore as much as they did in the past. When we look at Giga Berlin and talking about waves, there is no deliveries in Norway. Usually at the beginning of the quarter, we would expect that. We have seen cars in the logistical areas for the train, so I expect that to happen soon. We have seen low numbers as well in August and as well July. This was reasonable because the main part is coming always in the last month when you export. Now, if we are looking into Taiwan, you see here, and of course it's not visible and we cannot understand what is there, but it's from a Twitter user from Taiwan. And he has proof based on its VIN number that he will receive cars from Germany. This is no secret. Tesla was planning to do that. So on the way back, the carriers will take cars from Giga Berlin. The open question is, how much will that be? And how will that influence the delivery times in Europe? I can tell you many people are very upset about that. Not that Taiwanese people itself have the possibility to get a car. But again, they are very angry here because we have very much a delay. And many people have written that under my comments. If it's the UK market or other markets in Europe, we have a lot of delays. So why are they shipping cars to Taiwan if the current situation in Europe is not perfect yet? This is the main open question here. We have to look at that over the next few weeks. What is Tesla actually doing here? I don't have any updates for the UK market, for all the people who are waiting for a car, and why are they now starting to ship to Taiwan? Now, looking into the US market, we can see that over the past 7 years, compared to 2015, GM, Ford, Toyota, Stellantis, Honda, Nissan, in a massive way, for example, have decreasing sales. On the other hand, we have Hyundai and Kia, which are actually increasing sales, so they get more famous, more liked. And this is a brand that has been profiting from the EV business. On the other hand, when it comes to German companies, we have VW actually being pretty stable here. I do expect the numbers to actually increase as they're really trying their best with EVs. And then we have Tesla on the right side, being higher than Mazda, higher than Mitsubishi, Volvo, BMW as well. And I expect them to pass Subaru and VW soon. And now the next two companies would be Honda and Nissan. And then there are just only 5 more companies with a higher production and delivery rate in the US. Now, talking about production rate, there's a lot of discussion as well about the Model S. Deliveries are still very long when it comes to Model X and Model S. Production is at a rate where we could expect 100,000 cars per year next year. Now, even not being able to deliver to the European or Chinese market, which is really waiting for such a car, and the car is even cheaper than premium cars from German car makers, Tesla could get into a struggle when it comes to the production rate, because we have never expected that, but Tesla could actually achieve 100K and more next year if they really wanted to. Are they doing it, or are they going to say, well, you have to wait for your car? So that is an open question. There's a different opinions about that. Elon Musk said that at the current price, he's not expecting that the production and demand will be further ahead of the 100,000 capacity here. Let's see how this is evolving. It will be very interesting. Premium market, lots of money to be made. So let's see how this is going to be. So glad to have you back here on my channel again. Have a wonderful weekend. If you were new, do consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. And have a wonderful day. Thank you.